Hello everyone, welcome if you're new, welcome back if you're not. My name is Ivory, and today we're going to be reading some Not the A-Hole posts. I don't really have a specific theme for today, I'm just kind of looking at the trending posts. I also have a couple on my recommended that I'm going to look up. I guess they're like some classics that I'm going to read, so if there are any of them that are some popular ones or classic ones that you want me to read, just recommend them in the comments and I will look them up in the next video. Let's do it. Ooh, this one's spicy. Am I the asshole for telling my husband I'd leave his brother if I were my sister-in-law? For telling my husband I would leave his brother if I were my sister-in-law. Okay, so she's basically saying that her brother-in-law, her husband's brother, is an asshole. Okay, I need more context because I have absolutely no problem telling family members that their family sucks. Like, I'm not going to go into detail, but I do have some family on a side of my family that I really am not fond of, and I have no problem telling those people involved that I don't like them and that I think that they're a crap person. So first of all, English is my second language, so please forgive any grammatical errors. Girl, you are good. Your English is beautiful. In fact, I probably wouldn't have even known. My husband's brother went abroad for a job 6 years ago. During the pandemic, his wife discovered that my brother-in-law had been cheating on her with another woman. They have a 10-year-old child. Okay, infidelity. Infidelity. Since the pandemic, my brother-in-law hasn't returned home? Okay. I'm not very close to him or his wife, but we get along and have casual conversations from time to time since they've been married, and we've known each other for over 10 years, okay? I didn't know about the cheating at first, but last year, during a casual conversation with my sister-in-law, I found out that my brother-in-law had been with his mistress during the pandemic. I believe she reached out to me because she was seeking help from my husband. My brother-in-law has not been supporting her or their child for years, and she confided that all his support goes to the mistress. Ew. Ew. Now, this is where the juicy details begin. That's not the juicy details? Okay, girl, give me the tea. Spill it. Spill it all. Piping hot. My brother-in-law fell ill and could no longer work abroad. He wanted to return to his wife's home, which is their conjugal property. However, my husband informed me that his wife disagreed with this, which I completely understood. Yes, kill him. I mean, kick him out. Yes, goodbye. You can live on the streets because clearly you are for them. My husband and his family were upset with the brother-in-law's wife because they wanted him to live with his family. I told my husband, no sugarcoating. If I were your brother's wife, I wouldn't accept him either. Okay, girl. Yes, tell him. Yes, tell him. The family is upset. He cheated and he has been staying away from home and his wife and 10-year-old and giving money to his mistress abroad. Bye. Bye. He got mad at me saying that what I said was hurtful as a brother. I tried to explain that I was just being honest. I feel like I might be an a-hole because I didn't read the room given the brother-in-law's situation. What situation? You mean the hole that he dug and then laid in and then put gasoline in and then lit it on fire and now he's burning with no ladder to get out? Bye. However, my point is that they haven't been functioning as a married couple for years. He didn't return for years, got a mistress, and now that he's ill, he thinks his wife is still waiting for him. For additional context, I hate sugarcoating things, while my husband is super close to his brother and acts like the head of their family, always being protective of them. No, not the asshole. In fact, say it again. Double down. Say it again. Say it with your whole chest, girl, because that man is for the streets. He for the streets. Goodbye. Nobody, no. Wife and daughter deserve better. He for the streets. Bye. He can go live in a freaking shelter for all we care. Divorce time. Divorce time. It's like, okay. I'm always open to people getting therapy, because I am a huge therapy advocate, and I do think that people are capable of returning to themselves and recovering after infidelity. I do think it's possible. It happens a lot, actually. People cheat, people stray, people want to leave, like, and then they get therapy, they learn to communicate, they get the tools that they need, and they decide, like, hey, we're married, we decided to stay together, we decided to, like, be through thick and thin, and this is rock bottom, and I want to work on it. Because sometimes if things are good and you are like, well, everything else is good, but this is where we're struggling together, I believe that it's very, very common for people to stray. I don't think that cheating is correct. I think it really ruins self-esteem, but at the same time, I've cheated before in the past, and I was struggling so much with my insecurity and how I felt about myself, and I've struggled with eating disorders my whole life. Like, a lot of the time, the cheating wasn't even about the sex. It was about about that feeling of, like, being wanted, being desired, being validated, and feeling like, oh, I'm bad. You know, I look in the mirror, I have body dysphoria. So it's just like, I understand where I'm kind of like, hey, I know where you're coming from, but I also, like, don't blame your partner for wanting to leave, and you gotta, like, work on that on your own. So this guy, first of all, he needs individual therapy. If they wanted to work it out for their child and, like, for their marriage, and then they came out better for it, and, like, they were even stronger afterwards, that'd be amazing. But it doesn't sound like she wants to. It sounds like she's over it. It sounds like he didn't actually want, like, if he had cheated and then she found out, and then he was like, I'm so sorry, I want to do better, I want to get therapy, they got counseling, and then they came out on top of it, that'd be great. But it really sounds like he was just, like, resigned to having his mistress. He didn't want to come home. He had his long-term mistress, was giving her a bunch of money. Like, he for the streets. I don't even need to scroll through the comments to know that the majority of them are going to be not the asshole. See, okay, the thing is that we are deciding if she is the asshole for saying that, like, oh, if I was your brother's wife, I would leave him too. We're deciding if that was the asshole thing to say. So this person says, cheating is cheating. Your brother-in-law needs to realize that there are consequences of his actions, and your husband's family are all the a-holes, with the brother as the biggest one, of course, and all you did was express what you would do if it happened to you, which, considering we're talking about brother-in-law being absent for months and expecting to be able to come home and act like nothing happened, sounds like your husband and his brother have been spoiled and sheltered by their mom their whole life. Yeah, and they said that English is not their first language, so there's a good chance that this is a cultural divide as well, where it's like, in a lot of cultures, the husband can kind of do whatever they want, and the wife is just expected to roll over and deal with it and never leave or stray, because that's her duty. Her duty is to just take it. And this comment says, brother abandoned his family for multiple years and wants to come back like nothing happened. He's lucky that sister-in-law never filed for divorce on grounds of abandonment. Yeah, absolutely. Like, years being gone with a mistress and not sending support, like financial support. They're basically not together. Bye. Oh yeah, this is what I was thinking. It says, ask him the right questions. If I leave the country, live with my lover for years, and after I fell ill, would you accept me back like nothing happened? Or, so do you think cheating is okay? Not the asshole. And then says, P.S. keep an eye on your husband. He thinks it's okay to cheat. Yeah, the husband's reaction is actually kind of alarming, where it's like, are you not going to condemn the actions of your brother, literally abandoning his wife and 10-year-old to go live with his mistress abroad? Like, and then he's just allowed to come back? Like, would you do that? And, you know, I would be concerned that maybe the husband is cheating, and his reaction is like, oh shoot, if she finds out I'm cheating, she'll leave me. So, yeah, this is a good point. Not the asshole, but seriously, if your husband is acting as head of the family, then he should have shamed his brother's cheating. He should have supported his nephew and sister-in-law. His getting mad at you and his actions and his family's actions speak a lot about their upbringing and character. If I would have been you, I would have devised a contingency plan and be more cautious. Yeah, I agree. If I was that wife and my husband was acting like that and he was like condoning that, I'd be like, so what exactly are you willing to do, and what do you think is acceptable? Like, Not the asshole. I have grave misgivings about your husband. Ask your husband if the sister-in-law cheated and had another kid with an affair partner and hadn't visited the married partner or married kid for years or contribute any money for years too. Would they still welcome the sister-in-law back to their house in this case? Yeah. All of the comments are pretty much like, not the asshole. You're a wiener. And I would love to get an update on this, but yeah, it kind of sounds like this, because, like I said, because of the fact that she said that this is not her first language, I absolutely think this is a cultural thing. I'm not gonna assume what culture, because I don't want to stereotype, but this sounds like it's a cultural thing where it's like a lot of the time the male is allowed to kind of do whatever he wants, and a lot of times like men can cheat and men can go off and do their own thing and be you know, irresponsible or, you know, have an affair, and the wife is like, not, you're not allowed to leave. It's like, oh well, he's your husband, you're supposed to honor him. And I just think that's BS. Again, I think that if there's cheating and you really want to work through it and you guys see a therapist and you guys are seeing improvement, that's amazing, and that does happen. And I really like, I would love that for like everybody that's struggling in their marriage. I would love to see them say like, hey, we got married for a reason, and you know, let's, like, if it's possible and every other aspect about the partner is good, it's like sometimes cheating can just be a mistake. It genuinely can. So, and if you struggle with cheating, or you have cheated, or you have fleeting thoughts, or you're addicted to that honeymooning phase, and you know, whatever, I implore you to talk to a therapist, especially a sex therapist, and know that as somebody who was kind of a chronic cheater before, or had issues with just like flirting and like sexting and sending pictures and stuff, it does get better. There is something going on where you are struggling with a sexual addiction, and it can get better. And see a therapist, because there's no shame in saying, hey, this is what I'm struggling with, and I want to be a better person for my partner and for myself. So I think you can do it. Am I the asshole for telling my fiance that I'll wear makeup for the wedding if he does? I mean, initial reaction sounds like the wife doesn't want to wear makeup, maybe doesn't wear makeup at all, and the husband wants her to. And I mean, I'm with you, girl. You don't have to wear makeup if you don't want to. So, I, 26F, do not wear makeup. Okay, well, it's in the first line. I experimented with it as a teen, but I hate the way it feels on my face, and I just don't really see the point. My face is my face, and I think it's a good one as is. Okay, yeah, girl. I think it's a good one as is, too. You're right. My fiance, 26 male, has never complained and has always said that I look beautiful without makeup. His mother and sisters think it's weird, but no longer comment on it, as I drew a very firm line in the sand about it early on. We are currently deep in wedding planning. I picked out a dress, and I'm making arrangements for a hairstylist and such for a big day. My mother-in-law said she would call a friend of hers that is a wonderful makeup artist and would probably cut us a deal. I said no thanks. I wasn't planning on makeup for the wedding, as I never wear it. She tried to insist, saying that I would regret not wearing it when I saw the photos, but I held firm. Girl, like, that's so annoying. It's like, that's like basically telling somebody like, oh, you're going to regret not having an updo, or you're going to regret not having like a low cut top. It's like, she doesn't want to wear makeup. Like, why do you care? It's not even your wedding. I don't know. Like, people who insist on things like at somebody else's wedding, it's so weird to me. I've seen myself in prom dresses and other fancy occasion pictures, and I've never wished I had worn makeup. Good for you, girl. Makeup is a form of expression. So if you want to wear makeup because you want to express yourself in a different way, enhance your features, that's fine. If you don't want to wear makeup because you don't vibe with it, like, that's also fine. I only wear makeup on my eyes, and I wear a little bit of contour and a little bit of like face powder, but I don't wear concealer and I don't wear foundation because it makes me itch. So I've never worn, like, I haven't worn foundation for like the last several years because it makes me really itchy. Like, would I love to cover my dark circles sometimes? Like, yeah, I would. But at the same time, it's like, I would rather like just be like, yeah, this is my face, than have to deal with wearing foundation or like reapplying it or sweating it off or rubbing it off. Like, you know what I mean? I go out, I wear a little bit of contour, and Most of the time, I only wear contour like when I'm streaming because it's like, you know, you wear almost kind of like darker makeup on stream because of the way the camera is. It's like stage makeup essentially. But when I go out, I wear like eyeshadow and like a little eyeliner and some mascara, maybe a little contour, but not even, like a little powder, maybe a little bit of highlighter on my cheeks. But like, it's just like annoying when people are insisting on makeup. The most I'm gonna do is get a spa treatment so my skin looks its best. Ooh. Get that like a little while before the wedding. Like don't get that like the night before, because like spa treatments typically involve like a facial, and facials can make you like really red and puffy, or like even get acne like right before your wedding, because they like get a lot of gunk out of your skin, but they can like make you break out. So girl, be careful. This upset mother-in-law and she got my fiance involved. Okay, like what are you gonna do? He asked if I would just wear makeup for the ceremony and pictures. No, the answer is no. I told him I want to look at my pictures and see me. He said it would still be me, just the best version of me. Oh, honey, you're gonna... She gonna be a black widow real soon. She gonna be a widow right after her wedding. Which pissed me off, not gonna lie, so I asked him if he was gonna wear makeup to look like the best version of himself. Ooh, good for you. He said no, so I told him that I will make him a deal. The only way I would wear makeup is if he also wore makeup tit for tat in a masculine style. I wear lipstick, he wears lipstick. I wear foundation, he wears foundation. His can be completely neutral, but he has to wear it for the day and do the test run and everything the stylist wants. He said I was being unreasonable, but couldn't come up with a reason why the pictures would look better if I wore makeup, but not him. So he stormed off. Sister-in-law sent me a text telling me I was delusional if I didn't think I needed makeup and to suck it up for one day. The sister said she's delusional if she doesn't wear makeup or doesn't think she needs it. So the sister's basically saying, yeah, you're ugly. You're delusional if you think you don't need makeup. Most of my girlfriends are on my side, and the world's best MOH maid of honor. The world's best maid of honor is ready to throw hands. Good for you. But some people think it's usual to wear makeup for formal occasions, and I'm being precious about it. Oh, no need to be precious. My brother thinks my conditions were emasculating to my fiance. Well, they were, but he deserved it. You know? It's like, oh, if I'm going to do it, you need to do it too. Wow. Okay. Not the asshole. Not remotely the asshole. And honestly, with the way that his family is treating her, this would be something where I would genuinely be considering, like, calling the wedding off. Because, like, girl, you're about to marry into that family, and your husband's not even on your side. Your sister-in-law is telling you that you're delusional if you think you don't need makeup. Your mother-in-law is insisting something on your day, and your husband is telling you, oh, that's just the best version. It's like, I get it, it's enhancing. I can maybe, if I'm gonna like apologize, you know, for if I'm gonna argue for his point of view, I can see what he was trying to say, but like, I don't like it. I don't like that. And I would absolutely consider calling off the wedding, because I'm like, you clearly don't accept me for who I am. Your family clearly doesn't accept me for who I am. And all of the friends are like, yeah, no, screw them. Like, ew. Like, I get it. Okay, yeah, it's just because it's common practice for people to want to wear formal makeup for a formal occasion doesn't mean that it's a requirement. It's like, if you don't wear makeup and you don't like it on your face, why does anyone else care? I'm gonna wear super neutral makeup at my wedding because, again, like, I agree, like, that this is my face. Like, I'm happy with my face. I like my face. Clearly, my partner likes my face because he sees it all the time, clean and no makeup, and, you know, my freaking half my eyebrow shaved off because of the way that I cut it. Like, like, he clearly likes his face if he wants to marry me. So it's like, why do you care? So the comments are pretty overwhelmingly not the asshole. Oh, this person actually said what I said about the spa treatment. Just be careful because you might break out before your wedding. OP says that she does the same thing every month, so she knows it's safe. Okay, so she knows her skin. I mean, that's good. She just like likes the way her skin feels after. She wants to get a massage. Good for you. Yeah, do it. Girl, yes, do it. This person's saying that they married a guy like that and it was a huge mistake. So it's kind of sounding like maybe you don't want to marry that. Maybe you want to marry this guy. Not the asshole. I got married in the early stages of COVID with 10 people rule. Our photographer was included in the 10, but I didn't have a hairstylist or makeup person. I just did my regular hair and makeup. I love that I look like my normal self in those pictures. Stick to your beliefs. You're awesome. Yeah, it's like you want to look like yourself. It's just you and your partner on your special day. Like, I get it. Like, if you want to dress up and you want to wear some freaking wild and crazy expressive makeup on your wedding, you know what? I am happy for you. I'm here for it. Hell yeah. Snaps for you. If you want to go bare face, that's amazing too. If you want to wear a freaking chicken mask, that's also great if that's what you want to do. My friend had a 420 wedding. Right before they said, like, you may now kiss, you know, your partner, they literally said everybody can toke. So, like, for the everybody that smoked and that wanted one, that opted in, the party favor was literally a joint, and you can toke it up right when they were about to kiss, and like they did a bong rip and then kissed. Like, that's so funny. And like, everybody, this is your special day. This is an event that is literally all about you. You are allowed to be selfish. You're allowed to be in the spotlight. You're allowed to be like, look at me, look at me. It's all about me, because it's literally about you. So however you want to do it is correct. However you want to do your wedding is correct. If everyone's consenting and no women, children, or animals are getting injured, then we're good. I mean, don't hurt men either, but like, you know, you get what I'm saying. Next. Am I the asshole for not giving my sister who eloped as generous as a gift as my sister who had a traditional wedding? Initial reaction is kind of, yeah, you're kind of the asshole, because why is the person who eloped, why is their marriage to their partner any lesser than your sister who had a traditional wedding? Because eloping is literally just not having a traditional wedding with like family and everything. You're just getting married without all the fanfare, but your marriage is just as valid as anybody else's. And like, think about all the people that have ever had to like have domestic partnerships or elope or run away together and like be together because of whatever. It's like a lot of people eloped because of like interracial marriages not being like not being valid or legal or accepted. I don't know. This rubs me the wrong way, because it's like, I'm definitely interested to see what the gift is, but that kind of sounds shady and picking favorites to me for like no reason. My first wedding, I didn't have a traditional wedding. I eloped because I was joining the military. I regret not having a traditional wedding, but my marriage was just as valid as anybody else's. My parents had me when they were really young, are still together now, and had 2 more kids. My sisters Katie and Jess later on. My parents had me when they were really young, are still together now, and had 2 more kids. My sisters Katie and Jess later on. I'm 15 and 17 years older than them, respectively. Oh, okay, so you're 15 in there. Wait. I'm 15 and 17 years older than them. 15 and 17 years older than them, respectively. Okay, I thought you were saying you were 15. That was weird. Anyway, because of the age gap, we didn't really grow up together, and sometimes I feel more like an uncle than a big brother to them. I've been fortunate in my career to do relatively well, and I've typically been pretty generous with them when it comes to things like birthdays, Christmas, and graduations. Okay, I mean, you have the means. My mom had 2 more kids when she got remarried, and I'm 9 and a half years older than my sister, and 7 years older than my brother. And I mean, I treat them the same, but I mean, everybody's different. 15 and 17 is a pretty big gap. My sister Katie got married 2 summers ago and had your typical traditional wedding. I'd guess around 125 people were there. It was very nice and definitely not cheap. I don't know how much they spent, but I know my parents and her husbands only were able to contribute for about half the cost. The rest was my sister and her husband paying for it. They were super cool and let me and my wife bring our 2 kids, even though I later found out the venue had charged the same for kids as adults for the food and everything. It meant a lot, and I didn't want their inclusion to be a burden, so my wife and I gifted them $500 as a wedding present to cover our plates plus a little extra. Okay. My sister Jess has always been more low-key. When she got engaged, she told us that she would likely elope, and nobody tried to convince her otherwise because it made sense for them. They aren't flashy and have always seemed pretty frugal, definitely not the type to throw a big wedding costing tens of thousands of dollars. They announced a couple weeks ago that they eloped in the mountains with just them and the necessary witness. I was happy for them and didn't feel like I missed out on anything. I've been to enough weddings that I don't have FOMO, fear of missing out. I'm just happy that they had what felt right for them. Since they didn't have a wedding, I didn't think to get them a wedding present because, no wedding. But they did just go under contract on their first home together, so my wife and I got them a $100 gift card to Home Depot. I remember when I first bought my first home, there were a lot of home improvement stuff, and I made about 100 trips there, so I thought it would be a nice gift. Apparently, she asked Katie what they got for their wedding, and she told them and now felt a certain way about our gift to them. She made a comment about feeling like their marriage wasn't respected enough because they didn't throw a big party. That's what I said. And said it felt like I was showing favoritism. That's what I said. I told her I told her I gave Katie more because she hosted my whole family, and I know how expensive that is, having paid for my own wedding. That is fair. Jess kind of rolled her eyes and walked away after that interaction, and we haven't talked about it since. This was past Sunday. I thought it would be understood that the situations were just different, and it's unreasonable to expect the same generosity when you don't give any generosity, aka hosting and feeding people. By not having a traditional wedding and not inviting us to celebrate with them. Maybe I'm wrong though, so I wanted some neutral opinions. I think you're wrong. Okay, so I actually think everyone sucks here. I think I don't often give that lightly. I think everyone sucks here. I think that looking at somebody else's gift without considering the nuance or even at all. See, okay, on Christmas, I always get really, really stressed out that if I buy something that let's say I see something and I'm like, oh my God, I saw this and I thought of you, and I bought it for something for my sister, maybe something for my mom, maybe something for my dad, but I didn't get anything for my stepmom or my stepdad or my other brother. You know what I'm saying? Like if I buy something for someone because it made me think of them, but I didn't buy something for everyone, I'm always worried that people are gonna that the people that didn't get anything are gonna be stressed out. Or let's say I bought my brother a Starbucks gift card, but I bought my sister a really nice, I don't know, mixer for her house because I knew she needed one. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like I get really stressed out that people are going to be upset and feel feel bad, oh, you got them something but not, you got them something small but got me something, or it's me something small but them something big. So a lot of times I tell my family now on Christmas, I'm like, hey, I don't want to do a gift exchange. I don't want to you give me an Amazon list, I give you an Amazon list, and we both buy $20 off of it. I don't want that. Don't buy me a present if it wasn't you saw something and you were like, oh my God, I have to get this for Lisa. Otherwise, I don't care. I would rather just be with you, or I'll ask my family members for specific foods that I know they're really good at making. My stepmom makes incredible fudge, and I wait for it every Christmas. My dad makes amazing ribs, and I always request them. My aunt makes these little Oreo balls, and I request them every single birthday. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's don't worry about everybody getting me a little something. I'd rather if you want to just get me a card and that you were thinking about me, that's fine. That's totally fine, and I love food. Hey, give me food, give me cookies. Give me a bag of Oreos. I'm vibing with it. And so I think that the sister is an asshole for like asking the sister what she got for her wedding and then being like, well, why did you get her something bigger and not, you know, I only got $100 gift card. I think that we put a lot of stock into like certain events, and like I like $100 is generous. Like that is generous. $500 is really generous. And it's really interesting the way that we value cost and price and money and stuff depending on like how we rank them, if that makes sense. So but I also think that the brother is kind of an a-hole because it doesn't sound like he respects the sisters. It doesn't sound like he respects the sisters eloping as a valid marriage. He's like, well, you weren't generous to us, so why should I be generous to you? And he literally said that. It's unreasonable to expect the same generosity when you don't give any generosity. It's like, they got married. You're supposed to be excited. Yeah, they eloped in the mountains, but that was a special moment for them. You can get them something nice and thoughtful, and you don't it's almost like he's like, well, I didn't get invited to a wedding, so here's just $100. Like, what a weird way to look at it. And yeah, everyone kind of sucks here, but I do think the brother kind of sucks a little bit more. But yeah, ESA. ESH. The comments actually seem pretty divided. I've seen not the asshole, nobody or no assholes here, you're the asshole, I say everyone sucks here. So like this one says, you got not the asshole, you got a wedding gift for the older sis, partly to cover the cost of 4 plates at their wedding. I do agree with that. He's like, oh, well, I gave them a gift and then I also paid for our plates so they didn't lose out money on like paying for our kids, you know? Totally understandable. I don't know how much that was, but like I don't know how much a plate is. Hold on. This says for a plated meal, the average cost of wedding catering in the United States is $40 per person. For a buffet, the average is $27 per person. Let's say that they did $40 for a regular wedding catering. That is $80 for the two of the adults, and then that's $80 for the 2 children. So that is $160. That still means that he gave a wedding gift of $340 to the older sister and only $100 to the younger sister. Like, it sounds like it's either a matter of favoritism, or it sounds like he doesn't like put the same value on eloping that he does having a traditional wedding. That's just the way it is. That's how it sounds. For my wedding last year, which wasn't flashy, dinner was more than $100 a plate. Jesus, your $500 gift wouldn't have even covered the cost of your dinner. I think at the end of the day, you likely helped fund their wedding and nothing more. I guess, but Jesus Christ, $100 a plate? What the frick are you eating? Caviar, veal, and gold? Like, Jesus Christ. The other sis didn't even have a wedding, so her gift is all gift. She's a major asshole for comparing the two situations. Honestly, I wouldn't have even given a gift to someone who didn't have a party. That you did, and she's now saying it wasn't enough makes her the asshole of the story. That's a good point, but like, I still think everyone sucks here. We're in the Midwest, so not crazy coastal prices. The venue charges were about $100 a person. My friend works in their business office. I think I ended up covering our plates plus a little bit. I know some of the weddings I've been in New York City can be over $200 per person, which is crazy. If the money equated to $100 per plate, then that means that he paid $500. So he paid $100 for 4 people. That's $400 and gave a $100 gift, which would mean that is even. And in that case, I would say that the younger sister is the asshole. But this is why we don't look at somebody else's plate. We only look at someone else's plate to make sure they have enough. This person said no assholes here. Nobody is ever entitled to a gift or a gift worth a specific amount of money, but I can totally understand how giving your sibling a cash gift in an amount that's drastically lower than what you gave the other sibling for the exact same occasion would be looked upon as kind of a middle finger. So I can't say she's the asshole for being offended. I don't understand or agree with your way of thinking about wedding gifts as repayment for inviting you to the reception at all, but you were within your rights to make the decision you made, so I can't say you're the asshole either. This person said, you're the asshole. The whole wedding gift should cost of the wedding meal is something Reddit loves and isn't the way the vast majority of the world thinks about it. It makes no sense. People don't know how expensive a wedding will be. People are at all kinds of different stages in life. When I was 21 and a wedding guest, I'd have been hard pressed to cover the cost of attending a fancy wedding, nor would a loved one who was disabled or going back to school. Are they then excluded from the wedding because the couple choose steak? A wedding gift should reflect how close you are to the couple and your own finances, and not influenced by the amount of flowers at the ceremony. It's your sister. Regardless of celebration, treating them fairly is the most appropriate approach. You are celebrating the marriage and helping them get a start in their life, not buying meals. Yes, that's the thing. At the end of the day, that is still your sister. That's your sister. Like, the fact that you're over here kind of playing favorites, essentially, it's like you're celebrating the fact that she got married and doing something nice. Like, yes, the $100 gift card to Home Depot for the starting up of their house, like, that was thoughtful, but like, when you break down how he thought about it, it does also kind of like seem like that his value and perception of the eloping versus the wedding are like different. So, whatever. That's going to be it for today. I hope that you enjoyed. I love listening to Reddit stories, like when I'm driving, when I'm hanging out, when I'm doing dishes. Like, that's like, I'm so addicted. I'm super addicted. Shout out to Smosh Pit, to, Red Flag Guy Dustin. I'm so addicted to these types of stories, and I really just love listening to them. So I really wanted to bring this type of content to people because I feel like, we usually have a lot of fun at my stream. We've done this before on stream, and we thought we had a lot of fun doing it. And so I hope that you enjoyed. If there are any subreddits that you want me to go over, I do plan on doing Am I the Asshole, Insane Parents. I love Entitled Parents. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I love looking at and reacting to that I think are just to die for. They're so funny. So if you have any recommendations and things that you want me to read or check out, please put them in the comments. Thank you everyone for the likes, the subs, the comments, the love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.